Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Lencia Kebede. Did I say it right?
Pretty close.
Well, what is it?
Kebede.
Kebede.
But you got it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here.
Now, if you don't know who she is, she's an actress and the first black actress.
Hold on, wait. Look, let me say something. Cause she offhand before we just started, she said, "How did y'all find me?" And I said, "You're the first black actress to play Elphaba full time. How can't we find?" She said, "How dare I?" Exactly.
How dare I?
She
There
is
you
the
go.
first black actress to play Elphaba full time on the Broadway Wicked. How does that feel?
Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dream come true. It's like surreal sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly where I always thought I would be, doing something like impactful for our community and our industry. But most days I'm just dumbfounded. I can't believe I'm singing these songs.
What did it mean for you personally, and what did it mean for Broadway?
Personally, it was an opportunity to tell the story of my community. Our struggles, our strengths, our power, for our industry, for the entertainment industry. I think it just opened the eyes of who can do what and who is capable of what, and just like brought a more creative outlook to art.
Now, you were in Hamilton before, but I want
Yeah.
to start from the beginning.
My birth? Okay.
What did?
My
How did you get into the arts? Like, what was so special to you? You said, "This is what I want to do."
You know, it's funny. I started at church and I hated singing. My parents saw something special in me and kind of like thrust me into music.
And you're Ethiopian, correct?
Correct. Both of my parents are from Ethiopia, immigrants, so I'm first generation. And I loved playing outside. I loved playing sports. I was super into my academics too. I was just like a really hype kid. I feel like I couldn't be stopped.
Perfect for Broadway.
Perfect for
actually.
Broadway. Lots of energy, especially for this role. But like being inside, rehearsing, and like, I just was like, I want to be outside and I want to be playing. But I started to see like how music affected people, specifically in church, and how that moved people spiritually. And I was like, wait, I think I'm good at this. Something, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to hone in on it, but I know that it just feels special. So I wanted to keep trying. And then I started doing like community theater in middle school and high school. And in college, I decided I wasn't going to study it. I had other interests. I studied diplomacy and world affairs in undergrad and politics, all different angles to make like positive change to the world around me.
How many times? Okay.
I said, and then you got to Broadway. So explain how you got to Broadway and those feelings.
Midway through my 5-year run in Hamilton, the audition for Elphaba came up. And I already actually had another job offer that I was very excited to embark on. And my team was like, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. And I was like, well, no black woman has ever played this role. I'm not going to pass up this opportunity. So I auditioned. It was like 6 rounds across maybe like 4 months of me flying to New York from LA on Zoom, just lots of different. It's a long process to vet such a technical skill that is required for this character. So after all those rounds and the up and downs of the emotions, I got it, I don't, I got it, I don't, am I good? I don't know, just like so much inner turmoil. I finally got the call from my agent and I started cracking up. I couldn't even like emote. I was just like, this cannot be happening right now.
So you thought it was a joke, or you didn't know what you felt?
I think I didn't know what I felt.
So you just laughed.
I was like in shock. Yeah. At that point, I think I had convinced myself that it was highly possible. I was in the final like 4 people maybe. But I was like, universe, God, Mother Earth, I receive whatever is mine, however I want this. And I feel like I would be great for this moment, but like I accept the outcome. So I think I was playing both outcomes internally so well that no matter what that call would have, whatever the outcome of that call would have been, I would have been ready. So I think my body was like, okay, this is happening. I had to like go on a walk and like ground myself to remember what was real. I couldn't believe it. It's crazy.
Wow.
How many times did people try to gaslight you? Like, is America ready for a black Elphaba?
Right.
Like the damn green face isn't fantasy enough.
It's so silly. And people say things like, she's green, like it doesn't matter what her race is. And I'm like, she's green, exactly. She looks different than everybody else. Like, that is the point. So I do think the world was ready. And I feel so grateful that it was me.
You know, it's so interesting. Like, I took my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old to see Wicked on Broadway, and they saw the movie. So to them, Elphaba is black.
To my kids too.
It's black. Like,
And
like,
isn't that
like, like if I say that to them, you're like, you know, she's black, right? Like, of course
Duh.
she's black. Like,
Yeah.
that's
And
all they know is the
that
black Elphaba.
Is crazy that this generation gets to live in this climate and see it as normal. Like, that's what they get to grow up experiencing, and that's my favorite part of this. Is this whole generation that is just, this is their norm.
Why do you think it took decades for a black woman to get this role full time? Like, what does that say about Broadway, if anything?
I think art is a reflection of the society it represents. So I don't think Broadway was particularly doing anything outside of what our country represented. And as times have changed, so has art. Art has shifted. So I feel like the timing is exactly right. And again, like, I can't speak to why it took this long, but all I know is I'm happy I'm here.
Do you get a lot of love or do you get a lot of hate?
I get a lot of love. I mean, haters are haters. There's always haters. There's always critics.
The reason I ask is, I took my kids too, and of course the majority of people in there are others, or I should say are white.
Correct.
Just say white, man. God
I
damn.
was gonna say others, but
I'm dead.
white. But I was wondering,
Others. You're an other.
Okay,
You're actually an
I'm
other.
the other,
I am
actually.
other, yeah.
I'm green, okay?
Okay, you're green. You're the
I'm
other.
other.
But I was gonna say, and what type of hate do you get? Is it letters? Is it, because I thought the play was phenomenal. And like I said, when I seen you in the hall, I took my 3-year-old and then I took my 23-year-old.
Wow,
So
and they both enjoyed
they
it.
both enjoyed
That's
it.
what's
Like,
crazy.
It was great.
Across the generations, people relate. I mean, it's the hate, I don't know. I wouldn't even call it hate more than just like strong opinions. Because less so about race, more just because this is a long-running show. 22 years, everyone who comes to see Wicked has seen Wicked, more or less. The amount of people who are new to this piece of work is very little. So everybody knows every word, every intonation, like every way every single line goes or every vocal part goes. So it's less like, why is there a black Elphaba? I don't really get that. There's more celebratory energy about the racial thing, but people just like what they like. And you know what? That's fine. I cannot be for everyone, and I think that's what this show is teaching me, especially this character who has to fight with the world around her, not trusting her and misunderstanding her, but she always stays true to who she is. And that, I think, is my biggest takeaway from playing this role.
What was the most challenging part about playing Elphaba, if there are any?
I would say a mental and emotional fatigue. The show is very emotionally taxing. I am constantly faced with like the biggest, most complicated inner feelings that specifically a black woman can experience. Feeling othered, feeling misunderstood, not being trusted, disillusionment, believing in someone, trusting in someone, and then realizing that it's not what it seems. So I think there's a lot of times when I leave the show and I have to just I don't even turn on the lights in my apartment for hours. I have to be like dead in my head because just like the emotional roller coaster of what the character requires also requires me to plug in and charge when I'm not there.
Let's stay there for a moment,
Yeah.
because Elphaba is one of the most demanding roles in
If not
theater,
the most.
if
Yeah.
not the most. So what's your pre-show ritual to get
Yeah.
into that headspace and voice space every night?
I think I definitely take stock in how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like more tired, maybe I'll listen to like hype music or like take a walk or like take a hot yoga class, something to get my energy going. But if I'm feeling particularly stimulated that day, sometimes I listen to like jazz and something calmer. I usually do like a 30-minute warm-up, half of it physical, half of it vocal. And then while I'm getting the greening, which takes 30 minutes to do my makeup every day, when they're doing that for me, that's when I play music. And music, I feel like, is what drops me into whatever emotional space I need to get into the character.
Makeup only takes 30 minutes?
30 minutes. Yeah.
Damn, I expected more.
Right.
Yeah.
People usually think it takes like hours.
Yeah.
I was going to probably
But-
just do your face, neck, and hands, right?
Right. And like a little bit down my back. But like
Gotcha.
it's only a little bit down my arm. So
I was
it's
gonna
not
ask,
so bad.
do you have a life on Broadway? Can you have a life on Broadway with
I
the
think-
amount of shows that you
Child,
shoot
let me tell
and
You do 8 a week, right?
decompressing?
8 a week. We have one day off yesterday.
Damn.
I could say you can have a life on Broadway when you're Elphaba, though, which is a different beast.
There is no life.
This is very difficult. I think I'm a communal being. I need the energy of others. So I try to balance it. But most days I do spend chilling on my own. Because like I said, the mental toll is I really have to like relax in order to bring my like whole heart and soul emotionally to the character. So everybody has a life, but I have less of a life right now. But you know what? The sacrifice is worth it. Let me tell you. It is worth it.
What's harder, hitting that defying gravity note 8 times a week, or carrying the weight of representation every time the curtain comes up?
Ain't that the question? Definitely the representation. It's just, it means so much to so many people. And like, I think back to what you were saying about the hardest parts of the role, like I put a lot of pressure on myself to make every interaction I have through this period of my life has something meaningful to audiences, black, brown, white, it don't matter. Like I think that opportunity can sometimes feel like pressure to me just because I care so much and I really want, like, especially the kids, I want kids to go away feeling empowered. So Defying Gravity is like a science. It's like, this is how you sing it, it's vocal technique. But with the cultural, racial, emotional aspects of it, like those things take real care, and I really put a lot of effort into how I present myself and what I share with my community.
So you feel actual pressure to represent?
I do feel pressure in that I feel like it's more self-induced, just because, like I said, I care so much about positively impacting the world around me, and I feel like that's been one of my dreams since I was a kid. Like I never knew what I would do growing up, but like that's kind of why I went into politics for a little while too, and still have a passion for it, is that I care so much about just like positively inspiring people. So yeah, I do feel pressure only because that's what I choose to care about. I don't think anybody puts it on me besides myself, which is why this role teaches me to stay, connected and true to who I am, regardless of what's happening around me.
Because I feel like if you just bring your full self to the role,
that's enough.
That's enough.
I completely agree. Yeah. And that's exactly what the character does. She brings herself to all these crazy life situations, and that's how she survives and thrives.
Did you reach out to actresses before you to ask them how the role was and how they get into the role? And are they open to it, especially you being black? Or were they open to it, or was it one of those things that's like, yeah, I call my agent?
No, they were incredibly open. They call it kind of like a sisterhood. Like the people who have played Elphaba, they all sort of say like, nobody can know what it's like until you've done it. So like any vocal teacher, any like voice doctor, therapist, like I can't explain to anybody in words what it feels like unless you've experienced it. So hearing their experiences was like incredibly inspiring and just like really positive guidance for me into dealing with the strenuous nature of it. Like the one main thing I took away from all those conversations was like a lot of the girls were saying like anything you experience, every other Elphaba has experienced. So like you're not alone in those intense feelings when it gets difficult. So that just made me feel less crazy.
And what's the craziest thing that's happened on stage? Did you see like a favorite celebrity in the stands? Did you have to run to the bathroom? What was the craziest thing that happened to you as you were performing?
Good question. I can't really see the audience. Sometimes when I know, like Serena Williams was in the audience recently, and I was like, Queen. Sometimes I stumble words and like say crazy things, and I just have to like find a way to get around it. But
during the performance,
yes, it happens.
And the audience don't notice.
No,
I don't think so. Yeah. Unless there's like a long silence. I think people are so dropped into the show that they're like, they're not worried.
Have you met Cynthia Erivo?
I haven't met her yet. She did send me flowers on my debut, my first show,
That was nice.
Which was sweet. But I think we should probably be doing some stuff soon. Yeah, I'm excited.
How do you navigate being celebrated but still feeling like you're breaking through systems that weren't designed for you?
I celebrate myself. Because what I'm doing is a literal revolution. And I believe art is a part of social change and political growth. I believe art shapes culture. And culture shapes art. It's sort of symbiotic in that way. So I feel like the fact that I have the opportunity to break through these barriers also like strengthens my relationship with myself. I'm like, yeah, you did that.
Who was your Elphaba growing up? Like, who made you believe you can defy gravity?
That's a great question. I would say seeing Cynthia for sure. I mean, Cynthia has done so many amazing projects.
Yeah.
Which like just inspire me endlessly. Audra McDonald, also how she has crossed over to different industries within the entertainment industry. So seeing Black women be sort of like multi-hyphenated artists, it's inspired me so much. It made me feel like if they can do it, I can too.
Do you remember your first audition
for Wicked?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was terrified, shaking. I remember the first time I sang Defying Gravity in front of the creative team. I feel like my hands were like literally. I was like,
yeah.
I was so nervous. It was probably one of the hardest things I overcame in my career so far. Like that day, because it meant so much to me. I knew what it would mean if I would continue on in the process, being the first Black woman possible first Black woman in the role, and just the difficulty of the material. I was stressed. But then when I did it, I was like, no, I can do anything. Like once I did it the first time, I was like, I'm good. I got it.
Oh.
Are you and Cynthia gonna do anything together at the Tony Awards? Because you said y'all gonna do something.
I pray, honey. That's what I am asking the universe and doing all the networking I can.
She's hosting this year, right?
She is hosting.
Yeah.
I pray. So if anyone can hear me, bring me to the Tonys. I would like to be in attendance. I think it would be really great for our community.
You haven't been nominated yet?
I can't be nominated for Wicked because it's not a new show in this season.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's crazy. But if you're an actress or actor that takes the role to another level, which you've done.
Well, thank you, one. Two, I agree. I do think that long-running shows should have the opportunity to award, particular performances in that way. But from my knowledge of how it works, it's about the new works of that season. There's like a maybe, September of the last year till March of the current year, some timeline that the show has to open, from what I understand.
Back to what Emmy was asking, like, do you have a life outside of LA? So look, right? So you have friends, of course, right? Okay.
We hope she has friends.
Please. I need a community, okay?
Right? Oh, okay. So you're a Libra. You got a birthday coming up.
Yes.
October 1st, right?
Wow, you better know.
What are you going to, what do you do for your birthday? Are you working?
I don't know. I guess if my birthday falls on a Monday, it would be rare, and then I would be off. But most likely, I'm working.
So you're off on Mondays.
Off on Mondays.
And that's the only day.
That's the only day.
And so you work the night.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Damn.
We get two shows tonight.
What days?
You have 2 shows tonight or 1?
No, today is 1. Wednesday and Saturday are 2.
Jesus.
Usually.
2 shows in a day. You can't even have a shot.
Nope.
I can't even pop up on you with a bottle. Like, girl, we going.
I wish I could even have a shot this entire year. I cannot. It gives a glass of wine a month, okay?
Oh,
that's it.
Dang. So how do you celebrate being Elphaba? How do you celebrate that, like, really? Because it always doesn't have to involve,
partying.
Yeah. But how do you celebrate?
I mean, it really is sometimes very simple things, like taking a walk by the water. Like I know it's peace, and just like I've never lived in New York City. I'm from California.
I was about to say, you walk by the New York water, like the Hudson River.
Can you believe
that gives you peace?
It gives me peace.
Okay.
I will take the water.
Right.
I'll take the natural, whatever, or the trees. But like, it always hits me hard when I think about like why I'm in New York. It's for this job. It's for this special, groundbreaking role that I'm in. So like when I finish the 8-show week and I literally just walk out the theater, like. This peace comes over me because I'm like, look what I have accomplished and look where I am in this city that I've always wanted to live in. So I feel like celebration comes in very simple, I guess, non-conventional ways, but not really, just personal ways. But like, look, I take my days off. Next week, I'm going to Vegas to visit my friends, and I will be having a grand time.
Sometimes gratitude is celebration.
I agree. That's what I mean. Like just walking out of the theater and being like, just taking a moment to feel what I'm doing. I feel like I've won the lottery.
Now, is it true that, it's hard to get tickets to Wicked at times, right?
Yeah.
Is it true that for one of your shows, you had 60 family members in presence for one of your shows?
That is correct. And you know what? Most of them were family members, and they all wore like our traditional Ethiopian clothes. And I was like, the Gershwin has never seen so many Africans.
Hilarious.
And it made me so happy just to see like my culture represented in that space.
And talk about your culture. Right? I seen a picture on your Instagram of your family together, and you were saying this is my tribe, and how a close-knit family. How was that growing up?
Is everything. I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons I even had the confidence to pursue this career path. Like my parents are immigrants, you know. Most of my aunts and uncles and parents are, you know, corporate, tech, politics, you know.
Did they understand
academia.
this business?
They did not understand, but they did trust me.
Okay.
Which is, I think, a strong distinction because they knew my work ethic. They knew that I had a very logical approach to it. But having their support was invaluable. I mean, I could not be who I am today without every single one of them.
Yeah.
I just got a few more questions because I know you got shit to do.
No, I love being here. I got time. I got time for you, Charlamagne.
She's like, I need a nap.
I got time for you.
Right.
I remember seeing you cry after performing Defying Gravity one time. It was like
that is probably true. Yes, it happens often.
What were you feel? Oh, so you cry all the time when you do that song? Or?
Not all the time, but
Okay.
I would say every now and then.
What were you feeling in that particular moment?
That moment in the show is Elphaba realizing her power, not knowing it, but just realizing it, if that makes sense. So when I get up there and I'm, you know, flying and singing that song, it's like, it's the ultimate, it's like arriving at self-actualization. It's like I'm like at the starting line of like anything I could possibly be. So sometimes when I hit the last note and lights go off, I go like this. Because I'm like, yeah, like I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing that like my ancestors could not even imagine. Like even me as a kid, I couldn't even dream. I didn't even dream of being Elphaba. Like that wasn't even an option. It wasn't even like I understood the racial divide as a kid. It was just not even something I even had the purview to imagine. So now in that moment, stepping into my power and having that being the beginning of my journey, it's like it's overwhelming in the best way.
Wow. So, go ahead.
Your birthday is on a Wednesday, sis. We can't do nothing.
Dang. And it's 2 shows.
2. Oh.
I'll be in the theater. It's fine.
They'll bring you a cake.
Yes, they will.
Publix is right up the street.
Right. It'll be green. Green frosting.
That's right.
So what has the role taught you about yourself? Not as a performer. Well,
Yeah.
not just as a performer, but as a person.
That's such a good question. Because I always like to, I give a lot to my characters, but like I like to examine what my characters are giving me too. I think we sort of touched upon it. But she's teaching me to be unapologetic in who I am. And like you were saying, like trust that showing up, being in this role is what is impactful. I don't have to do anything else besides just literally be the representation on the stage. So she's really challenging me to get my values in order, in that, you know, my relationship with myself is the priority and is my superpower.
Wow. Now you did backup singing for Beyonce one time.
I did.
Talk about that.
Hey.
Woo! Crazy. It was only a couple weeks. It was for her Coachella rehearsals in 2018? Yeah, I think. And just to see the master, I mean, that's it. Like she is everything you can imagine, and she's so grounded, and to watch how she interacts with every department of every aspect of her art is beautiful, down to every step, every costume, every lighting, music choice. Like it was so inspiring to be in her presence.
And don't ever say it was only for, I ain't saying for an hour.
It
That's
still
good. And
happened.
you were 25 years
I
old. You
know.
were so young
Yeah.
and able to experience that. That's dope.
This is so crazy.
Yeah.
Bless her for that experience. Really life-changing.
What's more intense, doing that or Broadway?
This.
Got you. Absolutely.
8 shows a week. Like it's the frequency. You know what I mean? If it was a couple a week, it'd be different.
Oh, got
You know what I'm
got
saying?
Yeah.
Like 1 show a day, a couple times a week, manageable. Every day is a lot.
How do you want your time as Elphaba to be remembered? Do you want it to be remembered as a turning point, a movement, or a beginning?
Oof, I love that. Turning point, movement, or beginning. Can it be? I think it could be all of them. I really do. I think it's a turning point because it's historic. It's the first time. A movement that has been moving already. So it's sort of like I'm jumping on the train. Maybe I'm sitting in the passenger seat. But I feel like that train is already moving. And yeah, I want it to be a moment where people look at me and wonder what their own capabilities are. Because that's what this experience was. Although I wanted to be the role, I wasn't sure that I was even equipped to manage the intensity of how technical it is. But I took a chance on myself. I took a chance on my power and my abilities, and that's what I want this moment to be remembered as.
Yeah, man, it's like everyone deserves a chance to fly. It has a whole different meaning with you.
Oh
as,
my God.
Elphaba.
That's my favorite line. I mean, what could encapsulate the theme of the show more than everyone deserves a chance to fly? So
my last question.
Yeah, of course.
So your first week on Broadway, after you realized, okay, this is really 8 shows a week, what was that feeling on that Sunday?
You know, this is probably going to be surprising to you, maybe, but I was like, no, I got this. I was like, I was so concerned with my ability to sustain this, and I was wrong for doubting that. Wow. I really was. I finished the week and I was like, look, it's a lot of work. I'm tired. My body's tired, my voice is tired, my mind is tired, but like, I'm equipped. I feel like I've had a lot of work experiences that have built me to be able to sustain this. And like, my body is strong. So long as I take care of her, she serves me. So I finished that weekend. I was like so impressed with my own ability. To be honest, I was shocked. Yeah. I was shocked.
The right person got the job.
Thank you.
Right.
Y'all are amazing.
And you keep killing it. Like I said, my family loved it. We had a great time.
I'm so glad.
Candy was expensive. I ain't gonna front. My kids wanted every piece of candy.
No.
Was like $9, but regardless,
because they know the kids will eat the snacks, so they won't charge them.
That's right. But they had a great time. Loved it so much. Thank you so much, man.
My pleasure.
Keep killing it out there.
Thank y'all.
You gotta go check it out.
I am. I'm the only one that has not seen it yet.
Come on out.
I am coming, girl. But I know about you, so I'm like, I gotta come and support you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
All right. Lencia.
You got it.
Last name?
Kebede.
I wasn't on the...
He's still gonna mess it up right
now.
now.
No, that's
Kebede.
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.